everybody, Raggedy Cargo 652 here, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to learn how to get a model into this scene here. So yeah, and if you guys haven't already, make sure to check out my previous tutorial video on getting to know SFM in general, because then once you watch that video, then you get to know how things work from here. So yeah, so just don't forget to check that out, because then you'll be able to basically be aware of how this works. So without further ado, let's get into this. So before we actually get a model in here, I suggest we should go to the workshop so then you know how that works first, because we can get ourselves a model from there. So to get to the workshop, we're going to go into Steam. Just pull up regular Steam here, as you can see here. And then you want to go to this community tab here, and then just go all the way down where you see workshop. Click on that. It'll take a moment to load. And then you'll come across these tabs here, as you can see here. So basically, these are like different tabs that you see that are from different games, like mod-wise or something like that. But right now, we're going to look for one that's for Source Filmmaker, that type of workshop for it. So basically, since it's not right here, we're going to have to look at the next page. It may be a few pages more for you guys. It depends on how quick you can find it. For me, it's actually right here. So once you manage to find it, you want to click on it. And then you'll be able to come across the page like this. And then you get to see like what recent ones that people managed to upload models of and maps. Basically all the kinds of things you can think of that are going to be in this workshop here that you're able to actually download. So since we are here now, I suggest might as well we'll just look up for a model for FNAF, basically, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there probably like to use those type of models, so we can just go along with that to search that up. So for me, I'm just going to type in just FNAF in the tab there in the search bar here, and then just click enter. And then as you can see, there's a lot of suggestions of what things you can use. You can get yourself like map or some models, etc, etc. Just whatever model that you actually want to mess with, and it depends on your end on what you want to do with it. For me though, I decided to go and download this one. So if you guys want to follow along, feel free to like get this one. So what you can do is if you want to subscribe it, just click on this button here, and then it'll be looking like this basically. So that basically shows that you did subscribe it and whatnot. So and also another thing too, if you actually go into it, you can find out some more infos on this as well, like a little bit of info here, like telling you like a little bit of description wise, and of course this part right here of getting to know what they are called and whatnot. So for me, I'm going to actually copy this one right here, because I'm going to actually use this model. Because I think it would be fun to try out one of these type of models. So for me, I like Bonnie the Bunny, because that's my favorite character from FNAF. So I managed to copy that. So once you manage to have this subscribed and downloaded, we can just get out of this tab now, because now you manage to know how it works for getting a model, get a certain model pack or whatnot from the workshop itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize that, and then we're going to go back into source film. So here we are now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this plus button here, which is called add. You want to click that, and then you want to scroll all the way down to where it says create animation set for new model. So click that. As you can see here, it would be looking like this, like just the regular tab itself. It'll be selected there for your first try and all. And basically you want to try to look up what you did. So if you manage to copy the type of model you want to use, feel free to just do in the filter right here, Control V to paste. And then there you have it. I managed to get the Bonnie pop up on this screen here. But if it doesn't work on your end, then you want to click rescan if it hasn't popped up yet. Because then basically what it will do is it'll try to refresh once more and then the models will kick in. So just keep that in mind. So now, since I managed to get this thing out, well, not yet, but managed to search it up, we're going to click open. And as you can see, you managed to spawn a model. Yay! So now you're like, well, what can we do now? I mean, he's just standing there, you know? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to where our camera is, and we're going to click it because we're going to go into our work camera. So right now you want to grab a hold of your work camera, and we're going to just start moving around and kind of get a gesture of how we're going to angle ourselves so then we can do something with this model here. So, alright, so I'm going to just adjust myself like that. Like, it doesn't need to be too crazy or hectic to move around and whatnot in this area. Because right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get this model onto this platform here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to where this is. We're going to click this plus button. And as you can see, there are different types of, like, groups. As you can see here, so here's one for body, which shows everything here, like the head, the neck, the spine, the pelvis, and the root transform. And then of course for arms, fingers, legs, and of course the unknown other stuff. So right now, we're not going to look at all of this at the moment, because right now we're going to look for the main source of the model, which the word that you want to really look for when it comes to it is called root transform. What that does is where you get the base of the whole model. So if you actually click that, and actually, before you actually click that, for me, I did it as a mistake, and actually I could just click off to the side. So if you want to like deselect it, you could just click it off to the side of this part here. We need to actually move over to either the motion editor or the graph editor. But I suggest the motion editor for now if you want to try to get your model to be positioned. So we'll do that. So we're going to click on the motion editor. So we're out of the clip editor. So now we're in the screen bar here. So now if you hover over to the root transform and click it, you see something's happened right here. So you got yourself the, I forgot what it's called, screen. We got ourselves a screen here now, which either type of tool you want to use right here, it's up to you. For me, I suggest either like the move, which I select that now. As you can see, there are the blue, green, and red arrows, the blue square, and some circles that are in the combination from the different sections here, like the blue and red of the circle, the blue-green of the circle, and then the red and green for the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move my mouse a bit because I want to actually show you what those things kind of do when you use the move. So if I just click just the red arrow in general and just hold it down by left clicking, I'm moving it only just that direction. And see, you're actually moving it now. So you just can, you know, either go sporadic like that or just anything in general. And if you don't want it at that spot, just click Control Z, which brings it back to its original position. So other than that, you guys can mess around with it and all. And then actually here, I'm going to show you like another direction of this as well. So like, for instance, the blue and the green circles, what they do is they help move just only this direction for the model, because it's only talking about the blue and the green. Because for me, I'm trying to move to where the red is, but it's not letting me because I'm selecting the part that is showing for blue and the green. And then, of course, the red and green is just staying in one area of the model, like just of moving wise in general, as you can see here. So you kind of get the gesture of how this works. And then, of course, the blue button is just anywhere in general, basically, and all. Because if I actually move over here, I can move backwards, or if I move over here, I can move to the right. So it's that kind of simple when it comes to it. So the blue square kind of goes like everywhere basically. So I'm going to actually readjust to its original position. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, here, whoops, I went back too far. Alright. Alright, now, we're going to actually get that onto its platform. So now when you manage to tweak around a bit, you want to go to this blue square. You're going to hold down left click and we're gonna click, I believe it's shift. Yes, shift. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mind straight with this. So hold down left click on the blue square and have a hold down shift as well, because that will snap to its floor. So it's actually not clipping through, as you can see. So right now we're gonna try to move it where it's on the orange platform. So let's see, about right there. That's perfect. And then once you got it there, you can let go of it. And since our model is really far away a bit, let's move our camera a bit. So we're gonna move back to our camera 1, and then we're gonna actually move it forward, just so we can get like a nice, better close-up look on this model here. So, all right, once you get it as a nice adjustments, just a better close-up. Alright, so let's have him face the camera itself. So there we go. So right now we're going to tab back out of the camera 1 to work camera. So we'll move this closer up as well. So then everything's kind of at one place. So now that we managed to get to this position of getting its position now you probably are concerned. If you click control, you'll see, or hold down control, you'll see there's a bunch of bones that you're seeing right here, right now. So there's one that's kind of like another model that goes along with this, and it's like separate to it, and you got like the long ones and all that. We're gonna go each model, like each parts of how this thing works. So further ado, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of just give him like a nice position. So, for instance, let's actually just move his arms down so he's not just in a T-pose. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold control right now so I can see the bones here. And then you can just start selecting one of the bones. So this one is saying bip underscore upper arm underscore R. As in for right upper arm. So you want to click that. And as you can see over here, it did something. So it basically opened its tabs out, so you're able to see which one you're actually selecting over here as well. Now when you got it selected, you can now, like, for whatever is your use, you can select either one of these, but for me, I recommend just clicking on this one, the rotate, because that's a better way to kind of like position things. Because if you actually do this one of the move, if you try to do this, it's gonna detach its arm, and that's not pretty. So undo that. So that's why we're gonna move over to the rotate here. So we have the blue ring, the red ring, and of course the green ring, and of course the blue, light blue giant ring around the whole thing. So it's kind of similar to this, but with this one though, it helps kind of keep it basically when you move this arm. So let's move this blue part right here. It's moving its own whole arm together. So, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to start bending down on the blue part. Here, just a little bit, slightly smidge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select onto the next bone part, which is the lower arm. And as you can tell, it's selected to that one. And we're going to use the red, and we're just going to bend it like that. And then we're going to move our work camera a bit. And we're gonna actually click on this hand right here, the bip hand R. So there we go. And then we're gonna actually just turn it slightly with the green axis so you can tell it's turning a bit. And there you go. You managed to make his arm in a nice position like that. So now let's do the same thing for the other one. So we're gonna bend its arm down just a bit slightly-ish. Then after that, select the next bone. Then rotate that down a bit. There you go. Almost same position. And then grab the hand bone left. And do a little bit slightly on the green axis there. And then there you go. You managed to did the other arm as well. So there you have it. So you don't have to really copy how I put the arms down and all that. You can do however you want. So like, for instance, like you can even like mess with the ears and so yeah, mess with the ears a bit, or these two ears above it. kind of make it bend a bit so it gives it that nice unique look to it. Or you can just move the neck around. Like, this is just basically what you're doing with the model and just getting a taste of how you deal with models and all. And I will actually point out something, which I will like grab another model out so I can show you some weird differences, because not all models will have a format that's like this, like with how the bones look, etc, etc. So for example, I'm gonna pull out another model that is completely different to that one. So let's say, let's get out a dinosaur. Let's get a raptor out, for example, because I like dinosaurs. So okay, so let's. No, I don't think I should do that one. Okay, that's a medium one of it. Well, actually, yeah, we'll do this one as an example. So there we go, and I open up the model, and it's apparently like right behind the Bonnie model. So if you hold down Control, as you can see, the bones are all like dots. So when it comes, like, people do have to model things differently because that's just how they would do the rigging stuff with the bones and all that. So that's something you would probably need to kind of watch out for when it comes to it. So here, let me get it like positioned on the floor so you can basically see a bit like how it looks and whatnot. So that's just like a nice general example, like you'll come around to models that are like this and all. So that's just what I would just want to point out for you guys, just a heads up, because there will be models that are like this as well. So not all models are gonna have these type of long like bone like things, because these type of bones you will always see on like humanoid like models and whatnot. And of course these characters have it because they are on two legs and they have arms and head, etc. For this one it's different. Because this one, yeah, it has arms and legs, but its structure of its body is very different and unique, which is why people would have to, you know, rig it differently when it comes to like bones or how they would position it, etc, etc. And maybe that could have been an error or something like that. I mean, who knows? It kind of just depends. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to like point out with this model for you guys, so you guys can understand. And actually, if you do not want the model to be there, so let's say I did spawn this like all of a sudden and I actually don't want this raptor, just right click on it of its name, and then you can see where you can get a bunch of these other things you would do with and all, which I'll show you a bit more of that later, or probably in the next video. Kind of depends. So for me right now, I'm going to delete it. So you just click delete animation sets, which is basically what it's going to do. It's gone. So it's deleted. So it's like I don't have the model in the scene anymore. But if you actually realize, oh, I changed my mind, I actually need this dinosaur for the thing, just click like Control Z and you just get it back easily, just right off the bat. But right now I don't need it, so goodbye. Alright, so other than that, just keep messing with the model if you're still doing that as so. For me, I'm just gonna quickly just, you know, just move some bones around and just kind of have them positioned type of thing, you know, just like tweak around a bit, like you can make it goofy like and whatnot. Oh, and actually here's a tip for you. So if you do got like a model that's with it and it actually moves with it, what you need to do is you need to find this bone here. So this is called Bip Guitar. So I'm gonna select it, because then I can actually find it on the side here. And what I'm going to do is these squares here, what these actually do, they lock the model. So basically, since I have that locked, if I move the spine right now, as you can tell, it's not moving with the model at all. So that's like a nice little tip for you that you guys may know now. So then you know it doesn't need to be like moving with it, because if I take that off and move this, it's gonna move with it now. So for me, I'm just gonna like, you know, lock it in, so then, you know, it doesn't have to like be there. But yeah, other than that, I guess that'll be it for today, because that's all I wanted you to do, is be able to just, you know, move this model around, give it a good feel with it, and try to position it if you want to. Like, just go at it, just go nuts with it. Like, literally, like, if you want to, like, just take its mask off. Okay, that's kind of terrifying. Just kidding, it's not. Like, do something, like, interesting that you want to do with these models. Like, you can just, you can make it look, like, really, like, derpish if you need to. Just like that. Like, anything you want. And if you screw it up, then you can just do Control-Z, just reposition back at its position, and then everything will be good once more. So, yeah. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye!
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, why not leave a like or comment below to see more like these? If you like everything you see here, why not subscribing to my channel to see more for your entertainment?